Aries have essentially flipped the script. Look, you have the Two of Pentacles, the Strength, and the Moon, right? These three cards right here is about how some of you Aries, you're getting flirted with a little bit more, but a lot more of you Aries are starting to realize that you don't want, you're getting flirted with more. But the problem is that you're in a situation, I ain't gonna say really a problem, but you Aries can take it or leave it. A lot of you Aries are like, you don't really care if the person is into you or not, because the way that a lot of you, the way that I'm doing a video, the way that a lot of you Aries are looking at it, you're looking at it from a perspective of, you know, people, so many people out here playing games. You Aries have figured it out that there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing that, all of this stuff, you know, you remember how, you know, back in the day, about 10 years ago, there used to be this emphasis on when you go and you met somebody's parents, there was a need for you to actually, you know, straighten up. There was a need for you to be nervous. Now it's like the parents are just as dysfunctional as the people that you're actually dating, right? Or just as dysfunctional as the rest of the kids out here. So a lot of you Aries are realizing this. So now you're in a particular situation where, you know, you Aries are looking at it like that. You're realizing that, you know, if a person is not coming in with quality, if a person is not coming in from the perspective of like, you know, they've got something going on and they actually stepping in with a correct perspective, I just see a lot of you Aries kind of ghosting that, right? Sacrificing, you know, relationships, personal relationships, romantic relationships, for being industrious and hard work at this current point in time. Because I just see a lot of you Aries being like, nah, that whole relationship type stuff is a dub because people don't know how to act right. So now the Page of Cups and the King of Wands is about how it is that, you know, you playing like you don't see it. Like a lot of people right now, maybe even at your job or something like this, in your department, or people, you know what I mean, that you ended up being out in the streets and you end up meeting or whatever. However you meet them, they may be showing you Aries that they are interested in you by flirting with you. And I just see with the Page of Cups and the King of Wands, you Aries are straight up and down ignoring that. You're ignoring it because for you, a lot of you Aries are just, you're just ghosting. You're kind of done with the idea of why is it that you're going to be out here, you know, messing around with, why is it that you're going to be messing around with somebody, you know what I mean, when no one can do it like you can. And what I mean when I say it, I mean from the perspective of no one is going to make you happy like you can. And a lot of people nowadays are so lazy and dysfunctional. And the laziness comes from dysfunctionality. They don't even want to try to figure out how they could be of service to another person. They don't want to try to figure out how they can bring value to you. A lot of you Aries are just done with it because you're looking at it from a perspective of all people want to do is just F on somebody and get some money. And if they could get some money while effing on somebody, then they'll gladly do it, right? So the thing is that the Four of Wands now is about how, since that's the case, I just see a lot of you Aries looking at the dating scene like it's whack right now. Still willing to put yourselves out there, but a lot more of you Aries are learning the ropes. You're learning how to spot potentials, right? You're learning how to spot someone that would potentially be a great match for you. And I see that a lot of you Aries are taking more of a hands-on active approach, and you Aries will do the approaching and trying to talk to particular people that you have scoped out. So when you approach somebody, it's not necessarily going to be somebody on the street. It's going to be somebody per se. You might do that, but it's going to be somebody that you would more than likely already have some form of formal or friendship, first name basis relationship or interaction or kinship with before you actually decide to do that. And yes, you know, that's a very good strategy to have because the best relationships are often founded upon relationships where people kind of already knew each other from before, right? So if you can be friends organically first, like if you can break the ice, right? The cold approaching, break the ice first, where y'all are introduced to one another through mutual friends, and the two of y'all hang out and the two of y'all kick it and stuff like this, that's cool, right? That's a great way to make a relationship. But another way to make a relationship is if the two of you actually are friends first. You know, if the two of you have become friends first, or the two of you are essentially deciding to go out on a date and get to know each other. A lot of times people end up, because we need to talk about this, a lot of times people end up making terrible decisions because they have the perspective of, well, oh, I'm not really looking for anybody. I want to make sure that I'm friends with the person first. Some of these people really don't know how to date out here. When this is the reason why it is that I say that you need to be giving up the draws within a month. The reason why is because, and hear me out, Aries, right? Everyone needs to be, if you're going to be talking to somebody. The reason why is how you create that bond, how you create that friendship, how you create that foundation of the relationship is by getting to know them from the rip. When you are dating them, that month is going by, that's when you are asking them questions. So what that lets me know about people in general, right? But I'm teaching you the game. What that lets me know about people who act like, well, I'm gonna wait longer than a month, and I want or I want friendship before I want a relationship, is that they don't ask questions. And if they do ask questions, they ignore the red flags. They know good and well that the person is not going to be a good match for them, and they know that, but they will still associate themselves with that person. And then now that it doesn't work, now they're in a particular situation talking about, oh, well, I'm looking for friendship first. You're building the friendship as you're dating them. You're doing two things with you're doing two things at once. I was about to say the other expression, but you're doing two things at once. You're building a romantic relationship, but you're also getting to know them, and you're building that relationship. If you cannot hang around them for longer than 10 minutes at a time, where the two of you are arguing with each other, that's a telltale sign that you need to leave them alone. So you already are building that friendship with the person. Now the Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups now represents, so now that you Aries are actually doing the approaching yourselves, you're scoping out, and you're going to be doing most of the approaching, because a lot of you Aries want to do that. There's advantages to that. Because the Queen of Swords represents, now your game has to be right and tight because you're the one doing most of the approaching. So you're in a situation where for you Aries actually have to be more on point when it comes to seeing red flags with somebody else. So the Three of Cups now is about how, since that's the case, you have options, right? You have options. Now, when it comes to having all of these options, right, you can choose to do it from a couple of approaches. You can either do it one person at a time, right? Or you can play the field, get to know multiple people, and whichever the person that you get closest to, you end up hitting that milestone from that month past, and you do that too. That's the person that you rocking with. The Two of Wands now represents because a lot of people out here playing, like I was talking about. So you want to make sure that it's just you and them, right? The King of Swords is about, and how you're able to create that relationship, like I said, is to get to know them, right? But the King of Swords also represents to have a strategy. Pay attention to the red flags, If you're going out on dates, when you're hanging out with this person, make the dates creative. The more creative and the more budget friendly they are, the better it is. Because the whole point of dating in the first place is not to wow the person per se, usually, right? But you are the wow factor. What it is the person, and we're getting into another layer of it, what makes the dates so good is the fact that they are already into you. And you're taking them out on something that means a lot to you, that's well thought out or is creative, as they are interested in you. So it makes the date that much more special. So the King of Swords, as you're getting to know these other people, make sure that the dates that you go on are creative and something where the two of you can actually talk and get to know each other. Do not make a date that is so creative to the point where the two of you have no time to talk. That's just a thrill-seeking relationship, something short-term. Make sure that it is exciting and good and creative and budget-friendly, but also it's something to where the two of you can actually have a conversation and talk, okay? Get to know the actual person, of who they are, their goals, the quality of the person. Because if you don't have these discussions, the relationship is only friends with benefits. There's no exceptions to that because you do not actually know this person, right? So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the King of Swords. Page of Cups, Two of Wands, Five of Swords, Three of Swords, right? And Page of Cups and the Two of Wands. Do not be delusional on how the interactions between yourself and them is going. If you know good and well that it's not going to last for a very long time, then please, Aries, do yourself a favor and do not try to force these relationships. If you Aries feel like you have to be doing too much in order to get this person to get this person's attention, that means that it's time for you to leave. The Five of Swords and the Three of Swords represents, and don't feel bad about having to leave because you have options, number one. And number two, not everybody is going to be the correct fit for everybody else. That's why you date. That's why you're getting to know that's why you get to know people, to see if the two of you are on the same page. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. Listen, okay, I'm at 9352. Smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.